Moments ago, the president tweeted this out regarding Mitt Romney. He wrote, "Here we go with Mitt Romney, but so fast." Question is, will he be a flake? I hope not. Would much prefer that Mitt focus on border security, so many other things where he can be helpful. I won big, and he didn't. He should be happy for all Republicans and be a team player and win. What he's talking about is there was an op-ed in the Washington Post where Mitt Romney said Donald Trump was not his choice for president, hoped he'd change if he got the nomination. He did not, and that he has not risen to the occasion of being president. What say you about what's going on between these top Republicans?
Well, I mean, first of all, Mitt Romney's a freshman senator, so I'm not sure he's only a top Republican because he was once the nominee and lost. I think 80 or 85% of the party supports Trump. I think I'm not sure what Mitt Romney's trying to accomplish. It's kind of sad, you know, as a freshman, he could have come in, he could have written, as a former governor of Massachusetts, his views on Elizabeth Warren running for office. He could have written about the shutdown and offered an idea such as combining help for the Dreamers with building the wall and securing the border. He could have written about things he knows a great deal about. Why he would pick his very first venture to be an attack on the Republican president, you'd have to ask Romney. I can't figure out what he thought strategically, why he thought that was helpful to him. It makes him, as the president pointed out, it makes him look like he wants to rush into being in the minority of the Republican Party.
Well, what's really happening between those two? Because you have a lot of friends in Washington, and you probably hear things that we don't all necessarily hear. What's happening? Why are they acting? They're eating dinner together.
Well,
they're shaking hands. And then...
First of all, look, first of all, I competed with Mitt and lost in 2012. I give him a lot of credit. He was a very, very competitive guy. I think Romney has always wanted to be president. I think he'd like to be president now. And stylistically, they're so different that I suspect every morning when Romney gets up, he gets angry just because Trump is so different than he is. But from Romney's own standpoint, I don't understand strategically why you would try to carve out being the anti-Trump before you're even sworn in as a freshman. And I think it's important for Romney, and he'll learn this in the Senate. The Senate doesn't care who you used to be. The senators aren't going to go, oh, yeah, we owe you a lot of extra room because you were once the Republican nominee. He's a freshman senator. He needs to learn how the Senate works. And ideally, because he's a very smart guy, he's going to focus on actually solving problems, not just getting involved in a game with Trump, because he'll just plain lose. I mean, you can't take Trump on inside his own party.
Right.
It's not possible.
So, Newt, another area in your expertise at is somehow healing ideological rifts. You got to somehow come to a deal here. This is a very unique impasse where Republicans were ready to sign something. The president pushed back on it. They reconfigured, rejiggered, and now the Democrats say they have two ideas. The Republicans have a different idea. How does this day 12 of this shutdown showdown end?
Well, look, my advice to Republicans is really simple. Buy ads in every single Spanish language media in the country pointing out that the president and the Republicans are trying to get a deal that includes legality for the Dreamers, and that the Democrats care more about hating Trump than they care about helping 700,000 young people who deserve a chance, who came here as very, very young children. The country overwhelmingly wants to help them. And I think that it would be very hard for even Nancy Pelosi to stand up for very long if the Republicans would be aggressive in pushing this issue. It's a very sound compromise to say, give us security on the southern border, take care of legalizing the Dreamers. It's a win-win proposition. I know Lindsey Graham has been working very hard on it, and I think that somewhere around there you can get to a deal. But if Pelosi wants to prove how tough she is by keeping the government closed for 6 or 8 or 10 weeks, she has the power to do that. And I think it'll be interesting to see whether or not they really live that out. The Democrats are not naturally the party of closing the government because they're naturally the party of government unions.
Right.
And so I think they're very cross-pressured.
Well, we have heard that apparently the president's invitation to the leaders, the meeting will take place in the White House, in the Situation Room, and it sounds as if everybody who goes in has got to surrender their cell phone because that's the Situation Room. And will anything happen? Will the Democrats even show up? We'll know tomorrow. Newt, thank you very much for joining us live today.
Thank you.
Thank you. Good to be with you.